Hey, this is Matt once again with about 10 of the videos of the paid request. This time for James, who wanted me to watch this interview with Double Toasted, where I think Corey interviews James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd. So I won't be showing the video because I don't want to steal their video and get into trouble and stuff. So I have the link down below in the info box. If you want to follow along with me, feel free. Just hit that link, and then when you're on a computer, open up another tab or another window or wherever benefits you the best, and we'll see how it goes. So, pause the beginning. It's 49 minutes long. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. I don't really watch much of Double Toasted anymore. Just have not agreed with some of their stuff throughout. Yeah, I think like their take on Dan Schneider was a bit weird. Also, them getting mad at Dean Cain, which I think Dean Cain had a good point. Like, why are they doing all this stuff? Like, now Superman has a gay son, but they're not doing it for noble reasons. They're doing it to push some political thing. And apparently Corey didn't see that. So they're like, shut up, Dean Cain. You know, Dean Cain does have a point. Anyway. James Ralph. I thought it was James Rolfe, not Ralph. Damn, this is done with Skype. I think Skype, wow. Remember Skype? Remember Skype back in the day? I'm trying to see where. Oh, the video game. Okay. I never played those games. So this is 3 years ago. This is 3 years ago. They're showing footage of the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. Which, never played this game. I don't have this game. Now it says in the info box, you may know him as AVGN. You may have seen his theme song and watched him since season 1, or since he's been being a Bugs Bunny. But although he's known for his new video game, his reviews of Earthbound, Godzilla, Ghostbusters, Star Wars, and more, he's also the man behind the great success of Cinemassacre. Whether it's Godzilla-thon or him doing rental reviews or talking about Team Con and other huge properties in film, Cinemassacre has been putting incredible content for more than a decade. We hope that you guys enjoy this interview and have a fun time getting to know James Rolfe, the man behind the anger, and one of our favorite conversations we've had on this channel. But I mean, it says a lot in a weird way that this interview, which is a lot from compared to me, 32,000 views. But like, I looked at their videos and like, Die Another Day movie review, 35,000 views. Knuckles series review, 36,000. Child's Play 3 bad movie review, 60,000. Rubber Moon Part 2 The Stargiver, 52,000. And these are a matter of days. But yet this is 3 years ago and it's 32,000 views. So I don't know, it just seems a bit low compared to other stuff. So again, it's amazing compared to me and my stuff, but so I don't know if like people were double toasted. Obviously enough were fine with it, but there weren't enough to really be gun ho to care what James Wolfe had to say. I guess maybe a lot of fans of James, maybe they didn't have a lot of crossover appeal. I don't know. I don't know 100% of the details, but I will say though, I already get a sense that I'm sure this was a nice conversation because James does seem like a very nice guy. This is going to be like pulling teeth in a way because James Wolfe is just a very quiet guy when he talks. Very low key, quiet guy. I don't want to say shyness, but it's just, like I say, he seems like a nice, wholesome guy, but I think people are expecting to be like the nerd, being so outspoken. I just don't like Mike Matei. Like you look at Mike Matei, how he is in his streams, how Mike Matei is even in certain interviews he's done. He's much more animated. He's much more in tune with the conversation. While James is a lot more laid back. While a lot of times to be like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then you kind of, yeah, what else? So he's talking about his two daughters. It is interesting that with the Skype they record the whole screen, so you see in the corner, it's what was it 1:13 p.m. and it says the date there too. What is it, March 25th, 2021? Yeah, I think March 25th, 2021, 1:14 p.m. And looks like maybe his computer needs an update or something. That's understandable. That's being a good dad. He's like, I don't want to put my kids online. Let them grow up, make their own decisions, but I don't want to exploit them and put them on camera. Which could have been the case. There are people that do that. There are people that just put their kids and, hey, smile for the camera. Now, if you're doing it for noble reasons, I want to share a memory with my kid, and it's now recorded forever in time, that's one thing. But there are people that kind of don't get what they're doing, and then the kids get more used to this idea of YouTube and but the way like Twitter, like Facebook, there's a lot of harsh people on there. You're entering a digital wilderness. You don't know what beasts are right ahead, hiding in the foliage, ready to attack. You always gotta be careful of that stuff. So this is when James is doing like a little Rocky parody when he's a kid. You tell they had to play the clip a little bit quickly as they can because it does have the Rocky music, the Bill Conti music in there. So we gotta play this a little bit quickly so we don't get too much tad with copyright. So the original video was 15 minutes of him getting beat up by this punching bag. So he had nightmares about monsters and be obsessed about monsters and horror and stuff of that nature. And the 1933 Team Con. It is interesting though, we live in the era where if you do it the right way, the common man could become a celebrity. As they call it, an internet celebrity. Or a YouTuber celebrity. And there's a lot of good and a lot of bad that come with it. The good is hopeful income, hopeful entertainment to other people. That maybe if you put yourself out there, you meet other people and you become friends, and friends maybe become part of a family, part of a group, and things of that nature. The negative part is that sooner or later things fall off because either you can't keep it up, you can't keep consistent, and when you're out there, putting yourself out there consistently, again and again and again, in terms of streams or videos, interviews, all that stuff, any faults, any fallacies, any warts will be showing more and more potent, more and more, for some, blindingly lit for all to see your shortcomings. And either you just realize, yeah, you're right, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. And not everybody's going to like you. I guess in a way you just hope that enough people like you. And of course, the more people that like you get to be like James Rolfe. The more people that like you. That's crazy. I did not realize Corey was 49 years old. And this was 3 years ago. So 49... 52 years old. Wow. Because I've a number of people's videos do pop up and you click on it for a little bit. And I'm like, looks pretty good, a 52-year-old. I gotta say, it looks pretty good. Yeah, but he is a YouTube celebrity, let's be honest. You say he's done movies, but when you say he's done movies, yeah, the AVGN movie, maybe some nostalgia credit, like, it's still a YouTube celebrity. I mean, let's be honest. If people who don't know YouTube, they're not going to know who someone like James Rolfe or Corey Doubles Toasted, they're not going to know who these people are if they don't watch or pay attention to YouTube. Norton Security is currently performing background tests while your computer is idle. I did. It just I know it sounds stupid, but it's like, wow, how Skype used to be a thing only 3 years ago. Which I use Skype, other people use Skype. Now it's StreamYard. StreamYard seems to be the thing most people use. It was like Skype, Zoom, now StreamYard. What will be the next thing? It's interesting. He mentions how he was a shy person, and back in the day, he was afraid to talk to people. I know he says here he's more of a people person now. I don't 100% buy that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I do think he, like, you watched those rental reviews. I remember when they did that stupid roast, and James kind of sitting there going, "Yep, I'm the nerd." Just he's very much of a, even the rental reviews when he's supposed to be centerpiece, he's supposed to be a center stage talking, and he's like, and you tell he's probably nice enough that he doesn't want to interrupt. He's a guy who's much more of a listener than a talker. Okay, so James went to the Dawn of the Dead mall. And yes, that mall is still there. I didn't know James and Mike did that with Dawn of the Dead. I'm going to have to look into that. But a lot of people have done that. A lot of people have made videos where they go around the mall. I think it is still around the Monroeville Mall. But from what I understand, it's very different where you're not going to recognize much of anything compared to how it was back in 1978. I think I saw a video that there's like a little ode to George Romero, like a little plaque. But yeah, if you go in the mall, there's like, you're not going to see much of anything. But there's definitely a lot of changes. Now, how long that mall will be around, that's a different matter, because malls are a dying thing. There's a few malls around the U.S. None around here. So Philadelphia to South Jersey, back to Philadelphia for college. So about he was where he lived, but mostly South Jersey. There was just nothing to do there, so it's just what can you do other than work? Just look into urban legends like the Jersey Devil and do a bit of filmmaking, things of that nature. Legend of the Jersey Devil. How did the video game aspect of everything take over? There you go. So he's talking about him playing games back in the day and flip out and throw the controller, things of that nature. Graham kind of sitting there going, yeah, and I saw Mike Matei do this all the time, and okay, he said, well, I think the reason this Corey saying, I think the reason this character works is because of the mouth. I I'm guessing he's being sarcastic. When he said mouth, I'm like, okay, yeah, the mouth as in the cursing. Like, what kind of weird, crazy groups of curses can we get to each other? But no, they're actually talking about the shape of the mouth, which I don't know if anyone has ever mentioned before, other than making fun of him in the AVGN movie with the certain looks he gives. But no, it's because of his mouth in a different way. What he spoke, the weird, crazy curses, like diarrhea dump in his ear. Here I eat the rotten asshole skunk and all that stuff. It just they're so out there. They're so crazy. They're so. Like, did he really say that? And you don't see it coming, and gets you a bit of a laugh because of that. Yeah, definitely a lot of toys and memorabilia for the AVGN. He's showing some little like plush dolls that made people have made of him and such. I mean, whatever positive or negative you say about the James, he did make it. This is a guy that, with the help of Mike Batey, got through the bubble of YouTube. You know, infant stages. YouTube was what, 2004, 2005. Boom, 2006, 2007, come out with these angry Nintendo, then angry video game nerd videos, and they seem unique compared to what other people were doing. The character, production value, the weird assortment of curses, and not knowing what he's going to say next. And then it latched on, and people like me at times would look on Google and find the video, which would lead a lot of people to YouTube. Now, yeah, if you look at like a Markiplier, PewDiePie, Dr. Disrespect, all those guys, they have like 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80 million. You know, at this, is, I'm sure some of them are close to 80 million someday, if not already. Getting up there. Like Markiplier, how many does he have? I'm curious. I know, like, compare like that guy, he has 36 million. So it is getting there. But I'm kind of curious, Double Toasted, how many do they have? I'm just kind of curious about this now. Of course, all way more than me, as they deserve. Believe me, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm better than them. No. But 275,000 Double Toasted. And 3.8 million. That's still a lot of stuff. And the reason he's able to be successful is that he could you put out an AVGN video and 1.2 million or 523,000 in 12 days. He put out like the 10 most disturbing horror films pre-code era and get 106,000 views. I mean, that's a lot of money. Plus brand deals, all this other stuff that they do. I remember this video. I refuse. Just not going to see it. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, Kristen Wiig, and Leslie Jones. I do disagree. I don't think they're super talented. I don't care that they're women, but I don't think they're that super talented. Melissa McCarthy, it's a couple films of hers I've enjoyed, but The Heat I enjoy more for Sandra Bullock. So the rest of that Corey brings us up with the Ghostbusters 2016 controversy. You know, people will go, well, why did James even make the video in the first place? And Pat the Indian's Punk, I thought him and Ian said it best on their YouTube channel. The reason he made the video in the first place because everyone would ask him about it because they know Ghostbusters is one of his favorite things. One of his favorite things. They just... I don't know if James read the same thing we all read. I don't ever remember hearing... I don't ever remember reading the Pat Oswalt, did he ever say I Like Cinemassacre? I've never ever read that from him. Now maybe I missed it, but maybe he didn't read the same thing that we all said. Well, Corey, you can like Patton Oswalt all you want. I think Patton Oswalt is shit. I don't like Patton Oswalt. I don't think he's that funny. I don't think he's that great. I think he's got his head up his ass. I think he pushes his political mouth further than his common sense. And I didn't. He got butthurt that people were like, oh, Ghostbusters 2016, they're making fun of it. Like his wife or someone had to do with the film. I'm like, dude, we can make fun of Blade Trinity. You made fun of Blade Trinity. You were in that. If you're fine with people make fun of Blade Trinity as you do, then people can make fun of Ghostbusters 2016. Crappy looking movie is a crappy looking movie. That's what trailers are meant to do, by the way. Trailers are meant to sell people the movie. Either you blame the marketing team or you blame the contents of the movie. Or both. Now, maybe it could be a poorly done trailer, but it's actually a decent movie, which then you blame the marketing. To me, I mean, they're talking about how the passage of the torch thing and it should be in the same universe. I'm sorry, that's not even the issue here. The issue is that it's a badly made movie in terms of script writing, jokes, comedy, characters. It just tried to, for all the crap Ghostbusters 2 gets for trying to be the same movie, no, 2016 tried to be the same movie as the original. It did. Ghostbusters 2016 has bad, terrible, unfunny jokes about there's too many wontons. You don't have enough wontons. Why is there not enough wontons? A pussy fart joke. Hey, is that from the front or the back? We don't need a pussy fart queef joke. Just like if it was a fart joke from a guy's butt, I wouldn't want that either in a Ghostbusters movie. It was childish. It was juvenile. The characters were unlikable. Everybody trying to be so just goofy and silly and stupid. Let's shoot the ghost in the dick. If you took the same exact film and it was Adam Sandler, David Spade, Kevin James, and Kevin Hart, then people... It would have been the same. In fact, it probably would have even gotten worse reviews. Worse. Because Adam Sandler and them have done a lot of bad films, so it would be another bad one, but only it's a big franchise. Hell, if you look at critics, Pixel's got worse reviews than Ghostbusters 2016. So, And people hated Pixels, and people like, well, yeah, they hate Pixels because they think it's a bad movie. But they didn't go, you picked this is sexist. No, it's just they think it's a bad movie. It looks like shit. Same with Ghostbusters 2016. That's a very telling point because they were talking about the AVGN movie, and Corey kind of asked, "Well, do you want that to be more of a career?" And you tell you went like, now I do believe what he's saying is that it is a time-consuming thing. I mean, there are people that try to make movies and it takes year after year. I mean, there are movies that get they bring up the movie and then like 5 years maybe it comes out or something, and that much time, that much effort being put into it. That means he probably wouldn't be making videos, and that's where the money comes in, is the videos. He says it's a time-consuming nature. It'd be like doing a job that's like uh, overtime. I mean, yes, to take it on face value could absolutely be 100% the truth. It just is. It'd be way too time-consuming, and that's understandable. Do I think there's something more to it? I could absolutely be wrong, but yes, I do think there's something more to that. Again, like I said, I could absolutely be wrong, but I'm just sitting here. I think James knows that when that film came out, it got, I don't even want to say a mixed reaction. It was like mixed to negative reaction. Like it got some pretty dire feedback from a lot of people who were fans, and some who still are fans. There's some people that go, man, you took all this time to make a movie. I'd rather you've taken that time to make more nerd videos. I'm probably one of them. I'd rather him have taken the time to make more AVGN videos than that stupid movie. Some that's like, I wanted to like it but was disappointed. Some that probably like, I put my money into this and this is what I get. But hey, anytime you do put something in the Indiegogo or Kickstarter, you always gotta flip a coin on whether it might be decent or not. But I think that was really his way to showcase his directing skills. Just Mike Matei, a lot of times he would do stuff I did. I mean, the AVGN stuff with him and Mike Matei. This is him finally getting his chance to direct, to show the world what he can do in terms of directing, in terms of maybe camera, characters. And he released it, and a lot of people rejected it. Not all, but a lot of people rejected it. And you can have as much of a safety bubble as you can, but it definitely burst through. And he caught some of that negative, because it was an awful movie. The movie was terrible. It was a god awful film. And I think that was a big stab in his heart. And now, like a lot of people, would be gun shy to ever try to make a feature length film again, because it's going to be compared like, oh God, he did AVG in the movie. What's he going to do next? Is it going to be as good as that one? I think for a guy who's a bit of a shy, quiet guy, was a people person back in the day, then I was laughing at Gilbert Gottfried as well. Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. Rest in peace to him. He definitely got some chuckles out of me with that. I'm sure Gilbert's like, what am I saying? Okay, sure, why not? Yeah, Macaulay Culkin. I remember Macaulay Culkin like tried to do, I don't want to say a comeback, but you saw him kind of be around the interwebs a bit for a few years because he was doing that podcast. I think it was called Bunny Years, and we have like once in a while like another like guess. It's like an audio podcast. He was on Red Letter Media, a few of their videos talking about some bad movies. He was on this video. Not only this video, but also a James in My Plays with the Page Master. And pretty much they're trying to play the Page Master on like Super Nintendo, whatever. And then I don't know if Macaulay just gave up, or he's like, well, this isn't going as big as I thought it would, or something. And then he kind of stopped doing that. Maybe once in a while you see him on Red Letter Media, maybe, but so pretty much they're talking about the Super Mario Maker episode where James did, where he talked about his kid made this. And I know there are people like just being very big, complete dicks where they're just like, oh, I'm tired of him talking about his kids. Why does he always talk about his kids? I'm like, because he's a dad and he seems like a good, decent dad. And that's why, I mean, if he's putting that above the career, that's a bit positive. And I mean, that's what sometimes we look at celebrities. And it's like, okay, they want to be a good and decent dad, first and foremost. It's like Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis, quit his career because he wanted to take care of his two kids after the wife had passed away. And we applaud him for it. Yeah, it would have been great to see more Rick Moranis stuff. Rick Moranis movies and roles and cameos, but that was for a good deed. And I guess at this point it's like, okay, he can make AVGN videos at home. I'll be honest, I don't watch his stuff nowadays because I don't really. I like James Rolfe, I do. Like everyone else, we all have our ups and downs, our hiccups, our faults. But if I watch his stuff nowadays, it's just not as entertaining or as funny as I used to get out of them. I mean, do I need to see him play? Was it My Horse Prince? Is that the one he came out recently? No. His neighbor, playing a video game with his neighbor? No. I mean, I'd rather him and Mike Matei. That's the crazy thing. Like, I guess him and Mike Matei live so far away now that they don't really are able to do that. But I'm thinking, I know he'd be nice, but I didn't know he'd be that nice. Well, again, I think some people they think James is going to be more of his character, much more saying crazy jokes and crazy cursing, and be much more like he could be nice and still be calm, but be a bit more bigger personality. But he's a bit more of a introvert than I think people think and assume the opposite. Again, when you look at like Mike Matei when he does interviews or streams, I think people expect James would be more like Mike Matei than how he is. Be a much more quiet guy. But yeah, sadly with AVGN, I mean, I just he's successful. That's good. And this is pretty much the sign off, just kind of catch us here, catch us there, that type of stuff. So it's not a minute and 46 seconds, but it's pretty much just him ending the show. Like I said, as is. As an interview, I can't really say I learned a whole lot about James Rolfe now that I think about it. Like, I mean, it was a pleasant enough conversation, but if you think about, like, what did you learn from it? Not a whole lot. I mean, he was in Philadelphia. The whole Rocky punching bag thing. Playing video games, he would get mad playing video games, and you're not good at it, but then you want to beat it. And I mean, that stuff he said in reviews and other stuff. The Ghostbusters 2016 thing is like, well, people said, piss on, well, he didn't say this, but piss on Bonnet. I don't know why. It didn't seem like he said anything that bad. Maybe he was expecting, oh, you don't want to say, oh, foot pedals. Well, he didn't say that. I would have said that. And he didn't even say anything about me, so there you go. And about, making a film is time consuming. Doing this, worked with like Gilbert Gottfried, and I guess McCall Culture had seen some of his stuff, things of that nature. But he said, I can't really say I learned a whole lot from the conversation. I said, there's not a whole lot I learned from it. Like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming, or that's what this is about. Not really much insight. He cares for his kids, of course. He cares for his wife, of course. Nicole Culkin watches stuff. He grew up in Philadelphia or South Jersey. But he said because he doesn't really talk a whole lot, and the stuff he says is kind of stuff he said time and time again throughout other interviews, they say you don't really learn a whole lot. So kind of sitting there going, well, that was about 50 minutes, and it seems like a pleasant conversation, but did I learn a whole lot? No. Just is what it is. But take that for you will. Either way, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.